Welcome back, guys. We'll start a new session today, and in this session, we'll learn some very good techniques to use your spreadsheet very effectively, and those are called macros. So, right now I'm using this spreadsheet, which we have used in the past for learning various features of Microsoft Excel, and I have got another sheet that also we have used at times. Now I'll show you. See, between the switching between the two sheets, of course you can do it from here like this, but if you're working on a project which has got multiple sheets and it has got its own name, so it will be difficult to switch over between multiple sheets, and it might be quite confusing. So we'll see a new way of going between the sheets. Now we'll go to Developers tab, and in case you don't have a Developer tab on your Microsoft Excel, just right click on the ribbon anywhere and say customize the ribbon, and here you can see in the right hand side in your Microsoft Excel this developer tool tab will not be checked. You just check it and it will be there in your menu bar. Now let us start making our buttons for switching over between two sheets or multiple sheets. So we'll start with record macro. Now we will give it a name. There are no spaces or any other characters allowed while you are making a name. So I'll say go to sheet 2. And shortcut key for the keyboard you have to create. So be a bit careful while creating the shortcuts. Like by mistake you can do Control C, but Control C is already assigned for copying data. So we won't take any risk. So here I'll press Shift A. So Control Shift plus A is assigned to this operation, and we'll say OK. So that thing is created, and now we'll go and check our macro. Okay, go to sheet 2 is there, and we just cancel it. So it is created. Now you must have seen earlier this was showing us start recording. Now it is showing stop recording. Recording has got nothing to do with the like you record from the camera or when I am moving the mouse. It is just to tell that record my clicks, and that will be assigned to that macro. Go to sheet 2. So here I'll go to sheet 2 and then say stop recording. Now the system knows that whenever macro go to sheet 1 is triggered, it has to go to sheet 2. Now we have to make a button for that. So we'll go to insert tool of the developer tab and say the first one, if you see, is the button. Click on that and we can come here and draw a button any size of your choice. We will leave it like this. As soon as you leave it, it will ask you which macro to assign to this button. And as you remember, we have created a macro. Go to sheet 2. We'll select that and say OK. Now we'll give it a proper name. Say go to sheet 2 and click anywhere in the workbook, a spreadsheet, and now this button should be ready. If we click here, it has gone to sheet 2. Now, it is always recommended that whenever you have made one button on sheet 1, you should make a corresponding button at sheet 2, that once you have shifted from switched from sheet 1 to sheet 2, after sheet 2 job is finished, you go back to sheet 1. So we'll create another macro. It says record macro. Okay. We will give it a name. Go to sheet 1. And this will give Shift B. So Control Shift B is the shortcut key for that, and say OK. Here we'll just check whether macro is correct or not. Yeah, go to sheet 1 is there, cancel it. Now, as we had done earlier, it is showing right now stop recording. So we'll go to sheet 1 and say stop recording. So now it knows that it has to go to sheet 2 when this macro is triggered. Now again we'll make button for this. So insert button. Now we have to go to sheet 1. OK. Give it a name. Go to sheet 1. Press anywhere. Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay guys, going ahead with macros, we'll create one more macro. So many times when you go for a meeting, and in the meeting you are having a spreadsheet, and during the discussion you keep highlighting certain cells or rows to remember that okay, you have to work on that. So we can call it, okay, these works have to be reviewed. So for that you just select a cell or a row, go to home, and either fill it with color or change the color of the character like this. The same thing, there is nothing wrong in doing that, but the same thing will achieve a bit professionally using macros. So we'll go to developers, we'll create record macro, give it a name, review, select the shortcut Shift C, so it is Control Shift C. OK. We'll see the macro, review is there, so cancel it. Then we'll go to home button, select fill cell, select any color. So that color is selected now, and then because the color is selected, we'll go to developer again and say stop recording. Okay, now the macro knows that okay, whenever a cell is selected, it has to fill it with green color. Now we'll go to developer again, insert a button, we'll draw the button, select review. Okay, give it a name, review, select anywhere else. Now if I select any cell and say review, it turns into green color. Select any row, review, that turns into green color. Advantages of this is that first thing is the color is not being selected by you, it is being selected by a button whose name is review. So you'll never forget that, okay, green color cell means I have to review it. Similarly, you can make multiple buttons for different actions. Like this item has passed the test. So it is red in color. So you can create a button process approved. So whenever you click it, that turns yellow. So you know that, okay, this process has been approved by the management, and so on. Guys, as far as the macros are concerned, I just wanted you to understand the basics of macros. There are n number of thousands of ways you can utilize macros. You can go and play around with the tools available. You can think how it can be, what can, what kind of macros you can use. It normally comes to your mind when a situation arises, and based on that, you start thinking, okay, whether I can use macro for that. Uh, I wanted you to know that, okay, this is how macro can be used, and based on that, you can create many logics, many ways of creating different kind of macros. Even if you go into insert, I have used only command. You can use radio buttons, you can use text boxes, you can use list down menus. What is that known as? Yeah, it's spin button. So all those options are available. It's a question of what do you want to utilize, what is your application, and whether a concept of macro will fit into your application to give a very good result. So keep playing with that. And if you get stuck anywhere, just leave your comment in the comment section, and I'll see to it that I reply to your query. Thank you.